They fenced off my only road out with an 8-foot steel wall, 15 grand of chain link, and privacy slats locked up so tight it looked like a prison fence for cattle. My cattle. You ever watch a grown man stand on the other side of a fence he built just to keep you out? Let me tell you, there's a special kind of arrogance in the way a guy like Brad Morrison stands. Hands crossed, chin up, all that expensive dust on his boots like he actually earned it. "Your easement's in dispute, Ms. Chin," he said, leaning on the metal like he'd already won. "This gate stays closed till you sell, or you can take the 40-mile mountain detour." He even smiled. "You want a hook?" That was the moment I realized the man didn't just want my ranch. He wanted me to break. He wanted to win. But what Brad didn't know was I already had my ace, one quiet piece of property he'd never checked. An emergency fire gate controlling the only other exit for his whole fancy subdivision. All those insurance policies, all those million-dollar homes, every family's peace of mind hanging on a key he didn't have. My key. Brad locked me out. He had no clue what was coming. But let me start back a bit. I should probably tell you who I am. I'm Sarah Chen. I'm 38, and for the last 5 years I've been running the Red Mesa Ranch out in Coconino County, Arizona. 85 acres of high desert grass, 60 head of cattle, and the kind of wind that cuts through your jacket no matter how many layers you wear. My Uncle Raymond left me the place when he died. God rest him, ornery old bastard, but sharp as a rattlesnake till the end. He bought all 145 acres back in '85, sold off 60 to some developer in '87 just to pay off debt, but kept the heart of it, my '85, with the best water rights you'll find anywhere near Red Mesa. Only one condition when he sold a legal easement. Means on paper and in real life, I get to drive my trucks right through that developer land forever, no matter who owns it. Recorded. Unbreakable. Or so I thought. That easement sat quiet for 38 years, no problem. Then 3 months back, Brad Morrison shows up in a new black pickup with his name on the side, smiling like he's running for sheriff. "Miss Cheney says I'd like to make you an offer. $2.3 million for the whole ranch cash, 30-day close." I set my coffee down, real careful. "Brad, my place was appraised last year at nearly $5 million. The water rights alone are worth more than your truck. I'm not selling." His smile tightened the way they do when a man's used to hearing yes. "That appraisal assumes stable access, Ms. Chen. And access, that can get complicated. Maintenance, insurance, liability. Landlocked properties go for a lot less, you know." He got up, tipped his hat. "You'll regret this. Easements don't protect you forever." And he left. I should have known then. 3 months later, I roll up the road after a feed run, and there it is, a new fence 8 feet tall blocking my only route to the highway. 2 big signs zip-tied to the chain-link private property. No trespassing. I parked hands on hips, feeling my pulse in my ears. Brad did it. He actually did it. So there I am, sweating in the Arizona sun, staring at a steel wall some HOA jerk threw up on my legal right-of-way. I called the county roads department. "Ma'am, the dispatcher said that's a code violation. You need to file a complaint. Might take a couple weeks for us to investigate, then another 30 days for them to take it down if they're in the wrong." 30 days, I said. "I can't get to my own house for a month. You could try for an emergency injunction, but our process takes time." Brad knew that, of course. He knew I'd be trapped, forced to wait, or spend thousands fighting him in court. Maybe I'd panic sell, let him win. I rattled the fence, solid work, no shortcuts. The thing must have cost him 15 grand. He planned this. Waited 3 months for me to get comfortable, then pounced. My only choice was the 40-mile detour. Forest Service roads, washboard gravel, 90 minutes each way instead of 12. I was so mad I almost missed the phone ringing as I unloaded feed. "Miss Chen. This is Brad Morrison. I wanted to let you know we installed a security fence today. I realize it may affect your access. If you'd like to discuss a solution, I'm available." "You ever want to reach through the phone and wring someone's neck, Brad? That's illegal." "The county will make you remove it." He chuckled. "You can try. In the meantime, I'm happy to discuss alternative arrangements. My offer stands. Or you can buy an access license, annual fee, insurance, all that. Your choice." "My choice is for you to remove the illegal fence," I said, and hung up. Standing there under the desert sky, it hit me. Brad thought he'd boxed me in. Forced my hand. He thought I'd sell cheap or go broke trying to fight him. What he didn't know was I still held one card, one he hadn't even considered. See, when Brad built Sunset Ridge, the county made him put in 2 exits for fire safety. Main road fine. But the only legal secondary exit was an old fire road running right through my ranch. There's a gate on my property put in with Uncle Raymond's permission. Heavy steel industrial lock, one key, and I had it. Brad could block my driveway all he wanted. But his $1 million subdivision, all those insurance policies, all those families, every one of them depended on me unlocking that gate if a fire ever broke out. And if the gate didn't work, his whole project was out of code. No insurance, no sales, property values dropping like rocks. So while Brad played chicken thinking he'd force me out, he'd actually built himself a cage. I called my attorney, Miguel Smart. Tough knows the county code inside and out. Miguel, Brad fenced my easement, but I control his fire exit. What do I do? Miguel actually laughed. Sarah, he just handed you a nuclear option. If that gate isn't functional, the subdivision loses insurance. He's trapped. Let him figure it out. So I waited. For 3 days, I did nothing. Didn't answer Brad's calls, didn't threaten, just kept taking the mountain detour running my ranch. Then right on schedule, the county fire marshal showed up for his annual inspection. Couldn't get through the gate because the HOA never had a key. The fire marshal called me. Miss Chen, can you provide access for inspection? If there's an actual fire, I'll open it. But until my legal access is restored, I'm not handing out any keys for routine checks. He sighed. Understood. I'll note it in my report. And that was it. The fire marshal filed his report, emergency exit gate functional but inaccessible. Subdivision non-compliant. Insurance carriers notified. Homeowners got letters, your coverage will be canceled in 30 days unless this is fixed. It didn't take long for the panic to start. First, one of the residents called me Tom Nice Guy. Sarah, our insurance is about to be canceled. Can you just give us the key? Not until Brad takes down his illegal fence, I told him. He started this. He can fix it. Next night, emergency HOA meeting. They were mad furious at Brad. A woman named Karen Wu stood up and called him out, told everyone about my easement, how Brad blocked it illegally. Room exploded. By the end of the meeting, Brad was voted out as HOA president. He called me that night. What do you want? He asked. Remove the fence, pay damages $15,000 for all my wasted gas and time and a written apology. Then you get the key, he spluttered. That's extortion. No, Brad, that's just how leverage works. He tried to threaten me legally. Sent some lawyer letters, said I was endangering lives, claimed public necessity. Miguel tore that apart in his reply. County reviewed the record, said my easement was valid, the fence was illegal, and the gate was my property, my rules. Brad sent angry homeowners to my ranch trying to pressure me. I told them to take it up with him. When none of that worked, Brad did the one thing he should never have tried. He cut my lock. I found the old padlock lying in the dust, a shiny new lock in its place, clearly not mine. I called the sheriff, filed a report for trespass and destruction of property, then installed a second gate 50 feet inside my land. New lock, only one key, my name on the deed. Fire marshal came back for reinspection, got stopped cold at my new gate. Subdivision still non-compliant, insurance still canceled. Brad went to court, begged a judge to force me to hand over the key. The judge took one look at the files, Brad blocking my easement, cutting my lock, trespassing on my land, and tore him apart in open court. Ordered him to remove the fence in 48 hours or pay $1,000 a day in fines. Ruled I had no obligation to give him the key. Brad had to negotiate a proper easement or he was done. The fence came down on deadline. My road was clear again, but I kept my second gate locked. Homeowners booted Brad from the HOA. Karen Wu took over, called me to negotiate, real negotiation, honest and respectful. I named my terms, 25 grand, written apology, proper legal easement, the HOA pays to maintain the road, and Brad banned from my property forever. Karen agreed. Money wired and papers signed, key handed over. Insurance restored. Homeowners' lives back to normal. Brad. He got sued by 37 homeowners for the property value loss. County fined him 33 grand for the illegal fence. Legal bill settlements over 400 grand out of his own pocket. His company folded contracts, lost reputation in ashes. Last I heard, he left Arizona for Nevada, still dodging court judgments. I kept the second gate. Ownership's still mine. Karen and the new board respected the terms, and the subdivision's been drama-free ever since. My ranch is still here, 85 acres, water rights, cattle peace. People sometimes ask if I feel bad for the families in Sunset Ridge. I don't. They were never my enemies. Brad was. He built a whole neighborhood on access he didn't legally secure, then tried to bully me off my land. He started the war. I just finished it. When Karen came to me, honest and fair, I worked with her. That's how adults solve problems. The real lesson leverage isn't about having more, it's about controlling what the other side can't live without. Brad needed the gate. I had the key. So what would you have done? Is there ever a line you wouldn't cross to defend what's yours? Did Brad get what he deserved, or did I go too far? Tell me what you think. Share your own story when you stood your ground, or maybe when you blinked. Because out here, it's not about money or size. It's about holding your ground, and sometimes holding the key.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã xem video của mình.